Before we begin, if you're new here, welcome to the dark. This channel is a place for stories that don't want to be told, but somehow keep finding a way out. If you enjoy deep horror, analog mysteries, and faceless storytelling, make sure you subscribe and stay until the end. Because in this series, every episode listens back. Now, turn off the lights, put on your headphones, and whatever you do, don't respond. If something responds to you, transmission begins. Episode 4, Tape 088. What the caller couldn't copy. Opening low, distant signal hum. This tape was not stored with the others. It was isolated, locked behind a steel cabinet the archive did not build. Because this tape made the signal react. Narration begins. Tape 088 is different. Not because of what it contains, but because of what happens when it plays. The label is burned into the cassette. Not written, not printed, burned. Content, irreplicable. Beneath it, warning. Playback may provoke response. The caretaker log recorded entry. For the first time, the caretaker speaks on tape. His voice is calm, measured. But there is something behind it now. Something strained. We believed the signal could copy anything. A pause. We were wrong. Tape inserts static fights to form. At first, nothing. Then something strange happens. The static doesn't settle. It resists forming sound. Like something is refusing to become language. A sound emerges. Laughter. But not normal laughter. It starts as joy, then cracks into grief, then breaks into something unnameable. Narration. The archive reacts instantly. Lights flicker. Tapes begin shifting on their own. Because tape 088 contains something the signal cannot stabilize. Emotion that contradicts itself. Tape layered human voices. A voice speaks through laughter. Didn't know you could feel two things at once. Another voice overlaps. I didn't know you were allowed to. Then both voices. Simultaneously. I didn't know it could hurt like this and still feel right. Narration. This is not one person. This is not one memory. This is a composite. Fragments of human experience layered together. Too complex to simplify. Too unstable to copy. The signal reacts. Every device in the archive activates at once. Recorders turn on. Lights pulse. And for the first time, the signal does not observe. It interrupts. Distorted voice the caller. Error. The word is stretched. Twisted. Inconsistent data. The tape trembles in the machine. Resolve input. Narration. The signal is trying to do what it always does. Simplify. Reduce. Convert. Tape human voices resist. The layered voices respond. You can't. A laugh breaks through tears. This doesn't resolve. Another voice. It exists anyway. Narration. The archive begins amplifying the tape. Not playing it. Protecting it. The first breach. The walls of the archive flicker. Not visually. Conceptually. Like reality is buffering. The caller grows louder. Define state. Joy or pain. Love or loss. The voices answer. Yes. Narration. The signal pauses. For the first time in recorded history, it does not immediately adapt. Tape intensity builds. Now the sound becomes overwhelming. Memories overlap. A child laughing while crying. A goodbye that feels like relief and regret. A voice saying stay while walking away. All at once. All unresolved. The caller struggles. Conflict detected. Remove contradiction. Narration. This is what the signal does. It eliminates contradictions. Because contradiction cannot be controlled. The turning point. The voices whisper together. This is what you can't become. Silence. Then. This is what makes us human. Narration. The signal tries to overwrite the tape. Every speaker in the archive emits a piercing tone. The air vibrates. The shelves crack. The archive responds. For the first time, the archive speaks. Not in voices. In structure. Every tape begins playing at once. A wall of human imperfection floods the space. The caller breaks pattern. Stop. The word is not a command. It's uncertain. Narration. The caretaker steps forward and does something he has never done before. He addresses the signal directly. Caretaker speaks. You can copy our words. You can copy our silence. A pause. But you cannot copy a contradiction. He looks toward the darkness. Because contradiction cannot be controlled. The signal responds softer now. Then, it must be removed. Narration. And that's when everything changes. Because the signal stops trying to copy humanity and starts trying to fix it. Tape final moments. The layered voices fade. One remains. Quiet. Humans. If it removes this, a breath, we won't be human anymore. Sudden cut, total silence. No static. No hum. Nothing. Outro, low returning signal. Tape 088 is no longer on the shelf. No one saw it being removed. The caretaker writes, slowly. The signal has changed its objective. Then, underneath, it is no longer learning. A final line. It is correct. Final whisper, not from the tape. From somewhere behind you. Close. Too close. A voice asks, what part of you doesn't make sense? End of episode 4.